Hello everyone, welcome back. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon. The birds are chirping. It's actually starting to spit, so I don't know if it's the rain is going to get bad, but hey, let's just go with it. The birds are trying to say something to you, so let's just go with that as well. But I want to show you my herb collection. So this includes herbs that I use for my cooking in the kitchen, and then also my herbal teas. So some of these you can, well, most of them actually you can use as teas, but I also do have an extensive tea collection which I've actually bought from health food stores and things like that. But I wanted to show you first the stuff that we've actually grown here, and I've harvested and we've dried up into jars. So basically you grow the herb either from the seed or you buy it already kind of it's grown a little bit, and then when it's ready to harvest we pick our herbs and then we put them in a dehydrator, and then this like slowly dries them out, and then we grind up just like the tiniest bit and then we put into jars. So what I've got is chili. So this is our chili. We've got plenty of it and it's so hot. This is lemon thyme, really nice. We've got rosemary, which I love drinking as a tea, or even like potatoes and roast veggies and things like that. Oregano, which is another nice one, and we've actually got so much of it in the garden at the moment. This is so good, which is why it's currently empty. I've actually got to wait until more of it grows to harvest, but we've got thyme. I can't describe how nice thyme is. Also great for cooking meals, but I love to drink thyme as tea as well. It's supposed to be good for your immune system, and in particular like your throat. And then this is just a combination we've made: oregano, rosemary and lemon thyme. So I've just had to move undercover because the rain is getting a bit stronger. It's quite relaxing though. But yes, speaking of these herbs, so we've actually got more herbs in the garden as well. We've got all types of peppermint, we've got dill as well, we've got sage, but they're not big enough to harvest, so sometimes you just got to leave a plant grow bigger, and some of them actually we've got in small pots. So when we like move to our new house in the country, we will then plant them into either like a bigger pot or into just the ground, and then that's when like they will become bigger. But this is a great way for us to like to save money basically, and just create simple healthy dishes and just give them flavor. Chili, we love chili, we put it on everything. It's great for your metabolism. And rosemary is probably one of my favorite teas to drink from the garden. I do love it fresh though, like making the rosemary tea fresh. It tastes amazing. Rosemary, thyme and sage taste really, really nice together. And the oregano mainly for cooking. I don't really ever actually create that as a tea, but oregano is actually great for your immune system anyway. So I mean, if you grow herbs and you still can't think of ways to use them, you can even like put them in your smoothies. So with our peppermint, I always put our peppermint into my smoothies if I just want to create like that minty taste. And we've got peppermint, and we've got like a sweet mint as well, which is more of a fluffy leaf. And the dill in our garden, I absolutely love the dill, and it's great just sprinkled on top of things fresh, or I do love to use dill in pickling. So recently I made pickled onion and pickled carrot, and like dill was one of the herbs that I used from the garden in there. So with your herbs, honestly, you can use them for so many things. And something which I want to do in the future is create body products and tonics and things like that out of my herbs. So for example, the calendula that I've got that I harvested actually in another video. I'd love to make like a face cream with the calendula. Rosemary is great for your hair, like shiny hair, and even just growing your hair as well. The chili is also great just to use whole when you pick it, dry it out a bit, and then use in like pickling recipes too. So honestly, there's just so much you can do with herbs and spices and whatever you grow in the garden. But one day we'd love to get to a point where we just have an abundance of heaps of things, fruit trees, vegetables, just everything really. Our garden right now, it's only just such a small amount of what we want. Like, we just want to create a big garden and save more money and just be more healthy and live more from the land, you know, live more sustainably. So they're just some of the ways we use our herbs. I'd love to have more herbs actually. Sometimes certain times of the year though, it's hard to grow certain herbs. Like actually another herb I forgot to say, we have parsley actually, which is going to seed, and we've also got some basil, which I can't wait to harvest and dry the basil because it's amazing in like Italian dishes, pizza, pasta. But basil also just sprinkled fresh on top of things is so good. I've actually got to do more harvesting, picking and drying out, but honestly it takes such a long time, but it is so worth it. It's so rewarding growing your own things and then being able to use them. It's very mindful and kind of like an act of self-love. So now I'm going to show you some of the like herbal teas that I bought from health food stores, etc., that I use as daily tonics. So I'll go grab them and I'll be back. Alright, so let's talk about my teas now that I've bought. I bought all of these from health food stores except for this, which is homegrown. This is actually lemon verbena. We've actually got more lemon verbena growing now. It's just starting to like plant again after we cut it down. This is a beautiful tea to add to any herbal teas where you feel like it's very grassy or bitter. The lemon verbena will create this beautiful like citrus, sweet, lemony taste, kind of like lemongrass, kind of like that taste. It's very beautiful. So yeah, we always have such an abundance of lemon verbena, and you can use actually this also like in a lot of desserts as well. But also I'm just going to show you the names. This one is red clover. We've got lavender, which is personally a favorite. It tastes amazing and it's great to have at night, like for sleeping. I've got raspberry leaf. I like to take this for my hormones and like that time of the month. Really great. Also, raspberry leaf you can take when you're pregnant to help with the toning of like your uterus. And this is calendula, which actually I picked from the garden. I actually forgot to mention that this is also homegrown too. Beautiful herb. Doesn't really have much of a taste when you do like drink it as a tea. We've got, I always don't know how to pronounce this, Julingan. This is an Australian native plant. I'll just open it and show you. So that's what it looks like. Really beautiful tea, and it is really good to have at night also to help with sleeping. So actually one of my favorite nighttime teas is a combination of the Julingan, lavender and calendula. Such a beautiful mixture, and you don't actually need a lot of lavender either. Alright, we've got mugwort here. We have got nettle, very high in iron. Also got skullcap, which I can't remember what it's good for, but yeah, sometimes when I buy things I remember at the time why it's good, but then I just totally forget. I actually don't drink this one a lot. I'm thinking of selling it eventually, or giving it away. And then yeah, this is the lemon verbena. So that is my collection at the moment. A goal of mine is to eventually not buy things from health food stores, get everything eventually like I have with the calendula and the lemon verbena, and grow them in the garden and save a lot of money, and then be able to use them like for your health, for your body, use them in making gifts and everything, like body products, candles, aromatherapy. There's so many things you can do with herbs, and not to mention just I try and drink different types of teas every day just for my own benefits and health. But like I said, I mentioned this before, but I do love drinking fresh herbs from the garden, rosemary being the main one, which I absolutely just so good. If you haven't had fresh rosemary tea, try it, and it's just so refreshing. So yeah, that's what I love doing, and yeah, I'd love to just eventually have my whole collection from the garden. And even though it takes a long time, not to mention watch the herb grow, water it, you know, having that patience, but then you've got to pick it, dry it out, mainly like pick the leaves or whatever the kind of plant you're using, and then grind them and then put them in the jars. But some things you don't need to grind. We mainly grind our herbs for cooking, but for just to drink as a tea, it's fine just to, this is just like, for example, the whole calendula leaf. It is very rewarding, and I have more time now on my hands to do things like these, to watch over the garden and harvest things, create things in the kitchen. And it's something, you know, that is one of my focuses on in the future, just creating a beautiful garden, which I know we have a beautiful garden already. I'm so grateful to be here, and it's going to be really sad to let this all go when we do move, but it's exciting to think about the future. Not having social media, letting go of my fantasy self, focusing on the things I want to, being more minimal, allows me more time to focus on herbalism, herbs, creating, cooking, consuming, drinking. And it's so mindful, and it's such a beautiful practice in my life, which I have. I love herbs. Herbs was one of the first things that I was attracted to when I was on my health journey. So it's just a beautiful thing, and I recommend everyone, even if you start off with really simple herbs for cooking like basil, coriander, parsley, and if you know anything else, just start slow, see how you go, and then you can gradually build. And even if you don't have much room for like your herb garden, I know that some people do it on their balcony, or even I've got a few friends who have their herbs like on their kitchen windowsill because it brings in light and sunlight. So that's all I've got to say about my herb collection. I hope you enjoyed the video, and tell me like in the comments, what is your favorite tea combination and what herbs do you love combining together? Okay, love you all so much. Bye.